How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zan over here, bringing you guys a brand new Drifters anime episode discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about episode 9 that just came out today. And I have to say that this episode was actually entertaining due to the fact that it was a pure battle-oriented episode. And we're actually looking at the fact that on Toyohisa's behalf, we actually look again as to how great of a warrior he was throughout the whole entire episode. And not only just him, but we were actually showcased how the dwarves are actually seen in the world of the new world. It just seems to me that it was so anticlimactic as to how they were actually explaining the dwarves themselves. You know, they were actually shown to be such strong, prevailing warriors. These guys that wore weapons that you would hear the metal break though every time they went into battle. But then at the end of the day, right there and then, of course, Toyohisa in the episode, he actually rescues the dwarves themselves. But once he rescued them, you literally see that these dwarves, they've been through so much that you wonder as to why weren't they actually rebelling against the Orta Kingdom. But it just seems to go along to say that the Orta Kingdom has actually enslaved them to a point where they're just frail, they're brittle, they're just right there about to they look like legitly a homeless man. They look like Gandhi when he went on his pure fasting right there. Like legitly, I was actually kind of shocked as to say that these dwarves were to actually shown to be a point that they even actually begged for the elves to actually save them. Like I said, it just goes along to say that the new world is being shown that, you know, all those social boundaries, the dwarves and the elves, you know, having that old feud that they had back in the day, no, it's actually been dismissed in this episode due to the fact that the dwarves even themselves want to be rescued. They're saying that no, we do not want to be in this situation. We want to be they want their own freedom. And I actually enjoyed that for a fact that, because, you know, I actually, coming into this episode, because it was actually showcased to be very quickly as well at the same time, due to the fact that, you know, they just literally jumped the gun from actually, you know, defeating one of the ends from the previous episode, and they just continue straight on to the next battle scene. It goes on to say, you know, a lot of viewers would think that the dwarves themselves would not want to be rescued by elves, or at least they would have had some kind of smack talk, or at least had some dialogue involved that they would say that I can't believe, you know, that they actually come to this point. But they did just a little bit, but they actually accepted their fate and said that, you know, they'd rather enjoy the freedom that they want, and it didn't matter as to who was actually saving them. And I love the fact that Toyohisa was used that to his advantage. It seems to me like he's actually, Toyohisa's dialogue was very important in this episode due to the fact that in this episode you actually see how Toyohisa was actually taking command out of the elves and the dwarves. You know, everybody was looking at Toyohisa that he's a fool. He doesn't know how to lead an army. He's just a sponsor, you know, he's just a face of a warrior. But no, guys, Toyohisa is actually very intelligent, because in the episode he was showcased that he's actually been showing strong points on how strong a leader he really is, how much of a good public speaker he is as well. He's very good, which, by the way, I should really take notes on how to be like Toyohisa. Toyohisa really knows how to get a crowd moving, because in the episode when they were actually rebelling against the Orta Kingdom, you literally see Toyohisa telling the elves, you know, this is it, this is our final stand, all of you elves, come with me, let's go at them, and release your battle cry. And then, you know, of course the elves were kind of like clearing their throat as to say, you know, like, oh, we never done this before, you know, because the elves, they aren't really necessarily these battle warriors. They, you know, they've always been dexterous characters, they've been craftsmen, you know, like, it's just everything the opposite of what a warrior really is. But like I said, Toyohisa is bringing that warrior spirit out of all of them, that's breaking the social boundaries. Like I said, Toyohisa is a great leader, and he's bringing change, as well as Nobunaga as well. You know, he's the one who's actually behind the scenes, and he's actually commanding the lines as well, overseeing Toyohisa in case he might slip up a bit. But they kind of did that with a little comical effect, with Nobunaga telling Toyohisa what exactly you're doing, because in the episode, of course, there is a scene where Toyohisa told the dwarves and the elves that, you know, let's all just have a giant feast, let's all relax, and of course get our strengths back up, and let's just eat all the cattle that's all around here. But another look at that scene, it was actually very important because it was actually another fear tactic they were employing against the enemy, because they're able to actually eat right next to the enemy. Even Nobunaga was actually explaining a lot of what Toyohisa was doing, that if you guys paid attention to the dialogue that Nobunaga was saying, it actually made very sense as to what Toyohisa was doing. That even though Toyohisa is looking like a fool, but in reality everything that he's doing is for a specific cause, and that the actual dinner that they, or their feast I should say, that was right in front of the enemies themselves, is along to say that, you know, they're not afraid of the enemy. They have the enemy pinned. They, you know, they have the situation in control. They're leading the war itself. They're actually advancing on the enemy, that they put them to a point where that they're in a corner and they don't even know what to think anymore. They're literally scrambling for brains and ideas, that they even showcase themselves in the earlier episode, where they actually try to actually send their strong men outside that would have actually demolished Toyohisa's elves army as well, because remember, the elves army aren't necessarily, I would say, really strong in hand-to-hand combat, because, you know, Toyohisa's the one that's actually the one in strong hand-to-hand combat. But instead, Toyohisa comes back in again with some kind of cleverness involved, but that was due to the help with Nobunaga. You know, like I said, I'm loving how the drifters themselves, they actually help each other every now and then. Like I said, oh, Nobunaga's overseeing everything, and Toyohisa is doing everything that's up ahead. It's interesting to see how all the characters are interacting with the episode. It's entertaining also at the fact that they're actually still using the stone walls as an actual offense and a defense, and as an actual, I would say, it's used to actually implement the war, to help them move forward to the war, because they use it as stairs as well. And I love the fact that Nobunaga was looking at, like, you know, that these drifters, that they are there to change the world themselves. And even Murasaki was involved in this episode, and Murasaki was actually looking at, saying, he was smiling at the fact that, of course, you know, that's what the drifters are really here for. They're really here to change the world. They're here to break that social boundary, and social boundaries are really being broken right here. And I'm loving the fact that at the end of the episode, you know, we are actually involved with the Black King again. It seems that the Grandmaster, he's went to go see where the Black King is at, and it seems the Black King himself is actually doing his own thing as well, because the drifters, remember, they're there to change the world. So like Nobunaga stated in the video, what are the ends? What are they here for? What are they meant to change here? Because these guys, remember, the drifters are there to actually, they are able to see how the world is interacting, and they're able to use the world's actual own items or their events against each, I would say, the world itself, because they come from a world where they were in control, and they kind of have experience already, because this brand new world is fresh. It's still like a little baby, still sucking on a mama's tit, you could kind of say. And I'm laughing at the fact that when you're actually looking at this, you know, the Black King himself, he's actually siding with the demons and the demi-humans, and he's trying to create a brand new civilization, a brand new race onto the world, because the Black King wants I would say, these demi-humans to actually become the actual stronger race, or the top race. They want them to be the apex predator right there and then. It's entertaining to see how that's going along, because even the Grandmaster was actually explaining that, like, holy snap, he's actually helping these guys make a civilization. You know, these guys aren't supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be just bloodthirsty warriors, and that's it. They kill for fun, and that's it. And then just recreate and do the same thing over and over again. But the Black King is not doing that. He's actually giving them a reason to live. And holy snap, like I said, it's entertaining to see how that's actually really going. The Black King is very, very dangerous, in a sense that he's not there to kill, but instead he's there to actually change the world into making it a brand new world, with a brand new race and a brand new population. Like I said, it's very entertaining to see how the Black King's going there. And which, by the way, the Black King's army, they actually have an actual dragon involved with them, which goes along to say that how are the drifters going to actually face off against a dragon? How? I still cannot get the gist of that, and I can't wait till they actually implement that in the later episodes when they face off against that dragon. I'm assuming it's going to be Naoshi. I'm assuming he's going to be the one that's actually facing off against the dragon. He's probably going to get his plane up and running. He's going to put, I would say, bombs or some weaponry involved in it. Can't wait to see if that's going to be the case and have some aerial dogfight involved with it. But it seems to me that dragons still exist in this world, and we're going to have to see how the drifters are going to face off against that. Because remember, or maybe they might implement that in Season 2. We don't know that for sure, because Season 1 is almost done. or we're not too sure how long the season might be, but still, I'm loving the fact that the way the story is going, and I'm loving the fact that the characters' interaction are still growing at an amazing pace. Like I said, Drifters really is up there in the top fall 2016 anime. But like I said though guys, that's it for today's segment. I hope you guys enjoyed my segment, and I hope you guys are enjoying Drifters as much as I am, because Drifters is really becoming an entertaining anime throughout the whole season itself, guys. But let me know down in the comments below as to what are you guys' thoughts on this anime episode. What are you guys' thoughts on the Black King's actual creating of a brand new civilization? Do you guys think that that's actually a good cause or a bad cause? Like I said, it's like a two-sided coin. It's either good or either bad right there. Like honestly, like it's interesting to see how what the Black King is actually doing. And also, what you guys thought of Toyohisa in this episode? Toyohisa was actually very entertaining, as well as we get to see how he implemented and used Olminu's actual use of the stone walls. Like I said, it's very entertaining. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the anime episode. And as always guys, if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Drifters anime episode discussions. And if you guys want to see something else, check out my playlist, as I have other fall 2016 anime that I've also reviewed and talk about on my channel. Check it out. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys enjoy my content, subscribe for more, as I'll be doing more as winter is coming, folks. Winter is here, and I will be doing more videos. But as always guys, that's it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing.